it's Leonie, and oh my gosh, Eurovision is cancelled for the first time ever in its history. Are we sad? Yes, we are very sad. It only took a global pandemic to stop Eurovision from happening. I'm especially disappointed because I was actually meant to go to the Netherlands next month to go see Eurovision live. I had my plane ticket ready, I had my accommodation and my tickets for Eurovision ready, and now it's just not happening and I had to cancel everything, and it's very disappointing. But you know, the health of people around the world is very important, so understandable. That being said, I think it's really disappointing that we won't get to appreciate all the songs that were meant to represent this year at Eurovision in all its full glory. You know, Eurovision fans around the world are still coming together to support all the acts and all the songs, and that's why I'm going to make this video my top favorites of Eurovision 2020. But because obviously we don't have like all the live performances to judge off, I'm basing my favorites on studio versions and the performances that I have seen. So it is a little bit biased, and I wanted to do a top 10 like I usually do, but for some reason I found it really hard this year to rank all my favorites. So I'm just gonna do a top 5 and give some honorable mentions to songs that I really liked but didn't know how to rank. Sometimes I find ranking songs so hard. Like, what if I just like all the songs? So first honorable mention is Lithuania, the Roop, and their song On Fire. So this is not a song that I would have on repeat on my playlist, but I appreciate the quirkiness and the wackiness. And after seeing the performances and the strange choreography, I don't know, it left a lasting impression on me, and I think songs that do that, performances that do that, definitely deserve a big shout out. The next is Russia and Little Big and their song Uno. Who would have thought that Russia would send a song in Spanish? I don't know. And my last honorable mention, which I really wish I could smush into my top 5, and I think this is actually my top 6. It is Ukraine and Go A and their song Solovey. I love how they managed to implement cultural and traditional vibes and mix it with modern contemporary sounds. Alright, so let's get to my top 5. So coming in at number 5 is Spain and Blas Canto and his song Universo. I think this song is very catchy, and even though it's sung in Spanish, there are elements of the song which I can sing along to, which I think is a very important element for any Eurovision song that's not sung in English. Is to have some sort of element in the song where the audience can still kind of participate in. And I really love the chorus, I really love the atmosphere and the mood of the song. It's very like spacey, which I guess is a given considering it's called Universo. Number 4 is Australia, Montaigne, Don't Break Me. Am I biased? I don't know, but I really like Australia this year. I think when I was at Australia Decides, she just had the whole package. She had a very radio friendly song which was a little bit different and quirky with elements that still stood out. She had the performance, which at first I didn't really enjoy that much, but I can get the idea of what she's trying to represent on stage, and I think, you know, Australia is really good at changing things up and making it better for the finals. I had no doubt in my mind that what we would have seen at Eurovision would have been completely different to what we saw at Australia Decides, and it would have been like 10,000 times better, as evident by Kate Miller-Heidke last year. I think overall it was just the whole package. Great song, lovely girl, great context of the performance, and great message. I'm really glad that SBS has decided to internally select her for Australia for next year's Eurovision. I am a little bit sad that we won't get to see Dami Im at Australia Decides, but I'm sure you'll see her in 2022. Wow, that's a long time away. Alright, number 3 is Norway and Ulrike and her song Attention. When I first heard it, I didn't think too much about it. I just thought, okay, a pretty lady in a pretty dress with a pretty ballad. But the more that I actually listened to it, the more that it kind of stuck with me, and I found myself like humming to the tune even though I wasn't like listening to it. And I think now that I think about it, it definitely is a very classy, quality ballad, and Ulrika's voice is actually really, really nice. I don't know, Norway managed to capture my attention, but lame joke. Number 2 is Iceland and Daddy Freyr and his song Think About Things. Oh my gosh, I think this is again one of those songs that have the whole package. Great song. I love the retro vibes of it, bringing us back into the past, which I think is very modern these days, especially when we think about all these mainstream artists who are bringing us back into like the 80s vibe. So very cool that we get to see that from Iceland. I love his hair. He's so tall and Icelandic. If someone can give me a drink of that tall Icelandic water, please. I don't know. How do we become his friend? I love the choreography. I love the costume. I love that it's like kind of geeky and dorky, which I think definitely needs to be represented more in Eurovision. Like, no matter what happens, if they do represent Iceland next year, which I hope they do, Daddy Freyr has found a big fan in me, and I'll be listening to his music for years to come. And finally, my number 1. I actually have a flag for my number 1. Shall I go get it? I think I'm kind of spoiling it now, aren't I? So my number 1 is Switzerland, Guillaume's Tears, and his beautifully haunting song Répondez-moi. I have a massive soft spot for Switzerland because I lived there for a year, and I feel like it's kind of like one of my home European countries, even though they haven't done so well in the past, but I feel like they're definitely coming back into the song contest. Last year we had Luca Hänni and he did so well. I think he came 4th, and I have no doubt in my mind that if the song contest were going ahead this year, that Switzerland would probably have won. I think this song is just 100% quality. Guillaume's got a beautiful voice, and I'm so glad that he has been chosen to represent Switzerland next year, and I have little doubt in my mind that he will come up with an equally beautiful and haunting song for us to enjoy. So those are my top favorites. I'd love to know what your favorites were. Please leave me a comment down below, share them with me, or alternatively, I made a Instagram template where you can tell me what your top 5s were for any year. You can find this template on my Instagram in the story highlights. Please tag me. I'd love to know what your favorites were. I mean, Eurovision may be cancelled this year, but we are a great community of Eurovision fans who can keep the light going this year, hopefully with more content. I know the EBU are planning an alternate program for us to enjoy, and there's a lot of things going on. Even though Eurovision is cancelled, it doesn't mean that Eurovision is actually cancelled, because Eurovision is the community and it is the artists, the singers. Please go and support them. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go Straits and I will see you guys in my next video. Tack för maten, bye!
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic.